I've heard that about you. All right, so that means we're going to be switching over. I did remember to record this as well, and then we can transition over. And guess what? It's Thursday night. That means it's time for a little bit of wait. Did I roll a wild? Your Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog, and we have a special dang darn treat this week. As not only are we joined by me, Tim, but we have Dr. D, Dr. Dylan Dyer himself, sitting in the seat directly across a couple states from me. Dylan, welcome.
I was thinking about it the entire drive home. I was like, and sitting in this seat, 7,000 miles away, Dr. D in this chair.
But, Dr. D, we have a bunch of things to go over this week. We got the Wolverine reveal from the Rivals panel.
Yep.
Dan and I played a game this past Monday on, the Power Phase that I lost.
And I don't think I've ever seen you lose a game ever.
That's true. I hear that a lot, and it's normally while things are being like taken away from me. You know what I mean? It's like my parents. When I was growing up, I'd be like 4, and I'd be like, oh wow, I really want this, Little Tykes bike thing. It was like yellow and orange, and they were like, well, I've never seen you lose, so until you do, you're gonna lose now. And I was like, you make me lose all the time. But
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, but so we're gonna talk about that game. We're gonna talk about Dan and I also had some pretty sweet costumes. I don't know if you got a chance to check those out, but I was dressed up as Fat Thor. Dan was dressed up as Star-Lord. I was able to keep the beard and the wig on the entire time. It had a thick, creamy glaze under it once I got it off, but it was still very good. A whole lot of fun. And, we're going to talk a little bit about Everwinter. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. That should be an absolute blast. And, a couple other little announcement thingamajigs. So, let's get right into it. If you're familiar with the show, then you know we start the show with games played and hobby thoughts. Dylan, have you hobbied at all this week? And if so, what did you do?
So, to keep it MCP related, I've been working on the next hobby article, which I'm hoping, I don't know when, because like when I finish them and when they come out are two different things. I'm hoping the goal is to get it out as a totally finished project on Halloween, since it's sort of Halloween themed. That's my hope. Otherwise, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Not too long after that, at least, because it's almost done. I just got to finish up I just got to clean up the writing in it. And then, other than that, I've been getting ready for Everwinter. It's not MCP related, so I don't think our lawyers will let us talk about it all that much. But the next on the docket, I mean, I really want to paint Captain America really bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna paint him real bad.
So,
how about you?
So I talked a little bit about this last week. I assembled the Sentinel Prime.
That's right. Yeah, your assembly thing in these episodes.
Yeah. So and then I took some of the extra parts and I made a little spider bot, with the 2 extra hands as legs, and then the face is the head. And I'm gonna be painting that next week on the hobby hangout. Cool. I've never painted a full model before ever, but it's now primed. So like I feel like I'm on the road. I'm on the path.
Oh, and I remember from the last episode, I'm supposed to be there and use a language that you don't understand, I think was what you wanted me to do.
Wait, what was that?
You said you wanted me to use like professional terms or something like that. So he said, Dan was saying, did you Zenithal highlight that? And you're like, the what? And it's like, exactly. So I just need to start using words that might or may not be actual like painting terms.
Yeah, Taylor was telling me about if I reverse mitosis the contrast medium or something, it like makes like the lines pop more or something. I don't know. He's told me a bunch of things, and there's like terminology that I certainly don't understand. And I'm pretty certain people are just lying to me when they tell me that I should try X, Y, or Z. But I'm gonna try the slap chop method. And the dude that founded that slap chop method, he's gonna be at Everwinter doing a seminar on the slap chop method. So
sweet.
I think we're already casting lots like internally to see which of us are going to have to do the seminar that we're putting on about streaming and who gets to go to the Slap Chop one.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Yeah.
pulling pretty hard for myself. I think I can figure it out where I'm just gonna like run to like an emergency bathroom break and then just to not come back and then learn how to Slap Chop. So
Just make sure in the middle of it you call and you're like, "Hey, I'm in the bathroom right now." Make some like noises in the background. It's like, "I'm definitely in the bathroom. I'll be back. I'm sorry. I got some really explosive stuff going on here."
I'm still mic'd up, like they can hear the seminar that I'm listening
Yes, in
to.
the background. So, actually, quick aside. I know this podcast definitely doesn't do any asides, but
Right.
Angel Giraldez, I think is how you say it, the real famous painter. He kind of got famous on Infinity, but
Yeah.
I know that he's done MCP models. In his first book that he released, in the back, I think it's in the back of it. I actually own it. It's over there somewhere. But he has a picture of a seminar that he was teaching. It was at a Gen Con. It was at the second Gen Con I'd ever been to.
Okay.
I am literally maybe a half a foot to the left of where that shot was taken. I remember that seminar to this day. I will always remember that.
All right.
And there's like these two, I think they were Spanish. They might have been, I think they were actually like, they were from a different country. I think
Okay.
they were from like Brazil or they were they were Spanish.
Yeah.
One of those two. And they're just like standing there just like looking over. And I was kind of doing the same thing right next to them, but I didn't get in the shot. So when I bought the book, I saw that picture. I was like, those, what? I could have been famous.
I was so
I could have been
close.
famous by association.
Ah, nuts. That,
Yeah, net.
nuts. So real quick, Deadlock just first time chatting in the chat for the stream tonight said, "Hi guys, I listened to last week's podcast, and that is what finally encouraged me to actually make a Twitch stream for anyone. Matter of fact, I joined as a patron because I thoroughly believe in Tim's message last week. It moved me greatly, and Tim couldn't be more right. Listen, I love hearing those specific words, actually, specifically all the time.
He doesn't hear those very often.
No, I don't, actually. Thank you for all the hard work you guys do, and keep it up." They then later added, "By the way, Tim was 100% right, and that spirals are indeed the best mac and cheese. Listen, I will champion that cause throughout the rest of my days. Spiral just, it doesn't get that over al dente firmness. It's so good, and I feel it really, the Spiral holds a maximum amount of cheese sauce that really just kind of brings it to the next level." All right,
I'd
so
have been right there. Anyway.
Anywho, so maybe I haven't really pitched it in full tonight, but Everwinter is a convention that is happening in downtown Boston the weekend of December 10th. We're going to be streaming all of the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. They are putting a lot of work in having an incredible prize wall and raffles as well. We will be giving away, I think, to 3 winners, a total of like 55 raffle tickets for the Everwinter prize wall. So super stoked about that. Ton of great seminars. There's going to be AOS 40K, I think Infinity's there, X-Wing, and Legion, I want to say are the things on that gambit. I believe tickets are still discounted. The room blocks are now full. So unfortunately the discount for that is a little bit gone, but they might add more rooms to that block. But either way, until the end of this month, which is just a couple days left, you still have an opportunity to have the discounted tickets. But
And as a quick aside, as someone who lives in that city for the most part, the transit system, so even if you have to get a hotel like not in like that area, the train is really, really good at getting you to that part of town.
Yeah.
So if you need to save money in that regard, it's not hard to get there.
You're just looking for someplace that's next to the T, right? Effectively.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. The T, as it's what it's called.
Listen,
the train, it's a T.
Well, isn't it the T line or the T train? Isn't there like some terminology outside of being a T, or is that actually why it's called the T line? Because it's
That's why it's called the T. It's just called the T because the commuter train is a separate thing. They're sort of connected. So, like, if you wanted to go to Salem for Halloween, as an example, because that's really common around here, yeah, you would take the T to the train station to get on the commuter rail It's very confusing. And then there's also lines that aren't trains, but they're buses. And they're like half train, half bus.
My entire life, I thought the T was a specific train line.
No.
Was like, oh well, you get onto the subway system or to the train system, and there's the B line and the A line and the C line. You'll want to take the T line because it goes right to town. I've been I've been to Boston and Cambridge a whole bunch of times too, and all right.
Because it's just colors. There's a red, an orange, a green,
Yeah.
silver, and now there's like a blue. I think they just added another one.
Rusty says you could just sleep at a Dunkin'. Is also
You could,
probably
yeah.
viable.
You'll definitely be warm because there's lots of other people there too. You could all huddle up for warmth. It'd be nice. Started to go like a dumpster fire.
Oh, there's something about early December too, right? Christmas lights are up, the dumpster
Yeah.
fires flaring. Like, it's just incredible. There's chestnuts all over the ground that you can roast over the, the open barrel flame. What a
The holidays in the air. It's in the
Yeah,
air.
what a
It's
magical
just-
time of
it's
year.
pretty. Air sprinkles with the asbestos as it just glitters and burns in the air.
But
Nice.
to jump right into it, because I have to imagine there's going to be a lot of tangents tonight. So
Oh yeah.
let's get the business out of the way. We got the reveal this week for the Rivals panel, the Sabretooth and Wolverine Rivals panel, for Wolverine's card. All new, all different, still 4-threat Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm still for threat. Yep.
And Dylan, I don't know about you. My immediate reaction was, not only do I want to play against this Wolverine constantly, I also want to play as this Wolverine on a pretty regular basis.
Absolutely.
I'm super intrigued with what they're doing here, and they've really leaned. That one.
It's a good word. It's a good word for it.
Leaned into the narrative of an older school Wolverine. So, let's get right into it. So we have Logan, the Wolverine.
Sure.
James Logan Howlett. As far as defense is 4-4-2, 6 stamina on both sides, 4 threat, size 2 medium move. Out of the gate, Dr. D, what do you think about those defensives? Because I was a little surprised he had 4 energy.
I was just about to say, I'm checking it right now. Other Wolverine did only have a 3.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the cowboy hat. I mean, because like with Pyro, they explained it where they were just like, it's the insulated suit. But I mean, yeah, what about this Wolverine gets that?
An incredibly reflective belt buckle.
Yeah, that must be what it is. It's what jeans, man, denim, American denim, or I guess Canadian denim.
Yeah,
dude, it'll block anything.
Well, Canadian denim, similar to Canadian bacon, is actually also just ham. It's super weird.
It just bounces the heat right off.
Yeah,
it cooked evenly all around.
There's no airflow in between it, so it helps protect against the cold.
Protect your skin.
Yeah, so I guess it makes all the sense in the world why he is in fact 4 energy.
It sure
all right.
does.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a question for me at first, but consider that resolved. As far as his builder, though, we're going to go into X/, a surprising range 3 and strength 5 physical attack. After the attack is resolved, the character gains power equal to the damage dealt. Also, after this attack is resolved, place this character within range 1 of the target character and pierce on a wild. I'd sacrifice a bleed for a place most days of the week.
Yeah, but you keep the best part of it with the pierce.
You do.
I mean, honestly, if you were to stop, if the rest of this card was blank, already better than the other Wolverine. By like 1,000%. 1,000,000% better than the other Wolverine. It's just right there.
And his spender continues that with, and I'm so happy that they used this. They used Berserker Barrage on the first card, and now we have Tornado Claw. I was watching a bunch of videos earlier trying to find a sound clip so I could throw Tornado Claw just out randomly throughout this episode, and it didn't work. There's other sounds and a Sabretooth being beat up and Sentinels and stuff, but yeah, super happy just out of the gate. I don't even care what Tornado Claw does. I'm super stoked that it's called Tornado Claw.
Just happy that it's here.
Oh yeah. So
it straight up reminds me of like an ability from like a MOBA where it's like a skill shot, where it's like the guy will like just dash forward and it'll just like hit everything on the way like through the thing. So yet again, the fact that it's a beam on a melee attack, let's just get that out of the way, right?
Mhm.
Which is awesome. Again, for 4 power, you figure they got rid of his charge. He doesn't have, or whatever it was before, the best at what I do, because I think it was also a charge. So they essentially just got rid of the charge, put it in his attacks.
Yep.
So now you're not paying for the charge. So if you're paying 4 power for the spender, the place alone is almost worth the power.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the place is going to be longer than range 3, especially if the target you're hitting is at the end of that beam.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's within one of the target. So even if it's a large base, you're just flying across it's crazy how good that is.
Yep. And to get into the specifics too, so it is a beam 3, 7 strength for 4 power. After all attacks generated by this attack has been resolved, place this character within range 1 of the last character targeted by the attack. Also has Pierce and Bleed on a wild. Spenders with Pierce, just in general, real nice.
Super
real nice.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, real good.
And
Now, and again, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go
but
for
the thing that occurs to me is that you technically, I think you pick the order of attacks that happen on a beam. So you don't even, it doesn't have to be the one that's far away.
Yeah.
So he just runs out there, bops them, and then comes all the way back if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So the control on that is just crazy good.
It really is.
For 4 power. It's so good with the power and with the Pierce and the Bleed. That's nuts. It's nuts how good that is.
And that's I think kind of the theme of this character is that we're going to see some really, some broad base and high ceiling playability with this, as far as there's a lot of really nifty stuff you can do with him. If you're able to keep him alone, if you're able to position him correctly, he's going to be absolutely stellar. And I didn't even think of that. Being able to place him effectively anywhere along the beam based on who you attack last, especially when you're factoring in bodyguards and other things like that too. Like, this is kind of a really interesting Wolverine.
I think that just I guess I don't want to say like just the utility of him.
Yes.
Is just crazy good, and he's good at hurting you.
Correct.
And we haven't even got to his other power yet.
Well, and that's the thing. He's already so maneuverable. It's no wonder he comes with a motorcycle. And
obviously,
the motorcycle. There's no ability on the card that has to do with the motorcycle. He also is not in a motorcycle in the art that is on the card that was done by Patrick Brown. But what I'm kind of gathering already is that if you pick up the set, right, you assemble that motorcycle, and you're like, I don't want this. It's not even on this card. I don't need it. Instead of throwing it away, send it to P.O. Box G, West Oneonta, New York 13861, because I want as many motorcycles as I can possibly get. But full disclosure, don't actually send me a motorcycle if you want it. Like, for real. Like, I'm gonna do stupid things with them that I think are funny, but for no reason should that come at your own expense if you want the motorcycle. But
is it gonna be like a Mighty Morphing motorcycle Zord?
Oh, dude, I am gonna take the rear view mirrors off and have those be his claws. Like, yeah, I'm going all out. Whatever I can do with extra motorcycles, I would like to.
Sure, absolutely.
Moving right into his first superpower, and some might say his only non-innate superpower is what I do isn't very nice. This costs 3 power, is an action, and a lot of people are going to probably use this as a charge because they're used to the other Wolverine, but it's not. So don't do that.
Well, it kind of is because of X-Slash.
It kind of is, that's true. So this character immediately makes an X-Slash attack action. After the attack is resolved, if the target character is size 3 or less, this character may throw the target character short. The superpower may only be used once per turn. So yeah, I guess I didn't think of that either. Is that they're it's letting you use an attack with a place.
That's pretty much a charge. Because I figure range 3 and a medium move are, I think a range 3 is just slightly bigger, not including the base of the model itself.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's actually kind of further.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And it's only 3 power. Again, so you're paying 1 extra power for the extra range, and you also get the push. Now, something I want to bring up with you, I've seen it go both ways, but the way I'm reading it, it's not like the old Medusa problem. It specifically says you have to finish the X/attack. It says after the attack is resolved, if the target size 3 or less, you may do the throw. I've seen some people say that you can do the place, or I'm sorry, that you could do the throw and then the place. I don't think that's the case based on that reading. I think you have to do the throw or the place first and then the throw.
I don't know. So both trigger after the attack is resolved, and
So
I believe you get to choose the order. Though the caveat here may be, and this is like something maybe Thoris or someone could comment on, is maybe effects of the attack always happen before other effect, like before superpowers or something. That would be the only delineator there. But otherwise,
Right.
as far as as far as how I'm reading it, both happen after the attack is resolved.
Okay.
So you could choose the order. Yeah, you could throw and then place afterwards.
So that's
Is
an even further
is
charge.
yeah, is how I'm reading it offhand. But
It's so good.
I'm sure there will be a clarification in the rules forums or something along those lines. But
Yeah.
I love the idea. Blob is size 3, right?
Yes.
You could
So
throw
he's
Blob.
on a medium base.
Yeah.
Medium?
You could
Okay,
throw-
because you can't throw Blob with an attack. Oh no, this
Oh.
isn't an attack. No, it's not an attack though. This is a power.
Correct.
So you can push him.
So
Yeah, you
it's
can push him.
similar to Magneto, where it's not happening as a result of the attack. So well,
Right.
but then again, this is an action where you are performing an attack. I don't know. I'm curious to see what the qualifiers will be for this. But moving on, adamantium skeleton. We all know what this does. He counts as size 3 when you try to throw him.
Yep.
Still
So
good.
you can still fastball special him, or does that specifically say Wolverine?
Yo, let's check.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be an important question. So, as far as tactics cards go, fastball. It just says Wolverine.
Okay, so it probably won't work with this one.
Yeah.
Because it would specifically say Logan if that was the case.
Right. Yeah, and there's no, and it doesn't say the Wolverine. You know. It looks like it is in fact just
Allied
regular old
Wolverine.
vanilla Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't fastball special because this is pre X-Men Logan.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess that would make sense.
Well, and that's why that was one of the things they made him give up when he joined the X-Men. They were like, "Listen, you're going to be butting heads with Cyclops pretty consistently. You have an incredibly shiny belt buckle. That's really going to up your energy defense, specifically against Cyclops. We need to bring you back
Gotta
down."
go.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
All right. So, and here's I guess not the first interesting thing on his card, but a really interesting innate that I'm really excited to see, both, like I said, playing as him and against him, to be able to maximize this for my benefit. Get Out of My Head is an innate where the first time this character is damaged by an enemy mystic attack each turn. After the attack is resolved, other allied characters within range 3 of this character suffer 1 damage. Characters that suffer damage this way gain a power. Dylan, you are a person to maybe frequent wizards.
Mother loving wizards. Yeah.
Mother loving wizards.
It's wizards. Wizards. What are you, a peasant? Wizards.
Sometimes I forget myself and I include R's where there are certainly no reason to be R's. But
For sure.
So what do you think about this? I think this is rad as heck. It's
I love
super
it.
in the narrative.
Love
It's super in that like early Wolverine too of just he can't control himself, and gives him a very clear weakness.
Yes.
Where he is a liability to his friends.
So multiple things I gotta say about this. One, if you played Supreme Sorcerer Doctor Strange, he's like, if you see Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme on the other side, you probably just may not want to bring him because you got the poor defense. He can Scalpel of Strange you wherever he wants you to be, and then he's gonna hit you, and then you're gonna hit all your friends.
I mean, even regular Strange, right? Being able to let his entire team attack as Mystic and that universal push on his builder can absolutely get Wolverine into position as well.
And so you figure the thing, so that's interesting, right? And especially now because Mystic attacks are kind of popping up everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's just like, I think every affiliation has access to it now, except maybe like maybe Brotherhood. I know Brotherhood doesn't have a ton.
Scarlet Witch is what they
Other
have,
than Scarlet,
effectively, yeah.
And you figure she's a 5 threat, so she doesn't get taken all the time. I know
Right.
that. I see her a lot, but not all the time. And then, anyway, the point I'm getting to is that Mystic attacks are
Does Inhumans have any Mystic?
are Black Bolt's attacks energy?
Physical and energy.
They are energy. I
Mhm.
don't see, you just don't see Black Bolt that often, which is a
Yeah.
shame. So
Yeah.
good.
You know, he's not in the Power Bottom 10 anymore.
Yeah,
But
I know. What a shame. What a shame. But anyway, but the point I'm getting to is that it's a lot easier to find a Mystic attack than it was like when the first Wolverine came out.
oh my gosh, yeah, for real.
Because I think Convocation weren't even out then.
Mhm.
So you figure now it's so much more prolific. So that's going to come up a lot more than you probably think.
A lot will come down to that deployment, right? Where if they have access to Mystic, where are they placing it, and can you
Right.
delay long enough to, or you know, if it is a Scarlet Witch, are you okay with having her completely focused on Wolverine instead of everything else that she can do? I'm also kind of okay with it.
Right, and especially with the next power, the next power, the on the hunt thing.
Yeah.
It probably won't even come up like a whole lot, at least hopefully, because he
Right.
shouldn't be around people that might like him. So you want to read that?
You know what? Actually, I do. So on the
All right.
hunt is his last wordy innate. Outside of he does have healing factor 2 and immunity to stun of all things. But on the hunt, when this character makes an attack, if there are no allied characters within range 3 of it, this character may reroll up to 2 of its attack dice. Lone wolf, this fella.
Yeah.
Not only for his
So-
benefit, but also for the anti-detriment of his own teammate.
Right. The synergies.
Right.
They're so good.
I super dig this. I like Wolverine up a flank by himself anyway.
Mm.
I know I've seen, on some of the Facebook groups and stuff, people being like, well, he can't hold the whole flank by himself. I don't think he needs to.
No.
He's going to be getting some damage done anyway. And listen, the rerolls make him super deadly. Rerolls and pierce on both of his attacks. And he's throwing. And he's just all over the place anyway. Not only is it going to be undifficult. I'm not going to say easy. We don't say easy here. Undifficult.
Actually.
To get him out of the range of hurting his friends. He's also going to be like in your face or wherever he needs to be at all the time, especially with that tornado claw. I go wherever I want. And I meant to say this earlier, Dylan. You mentioned that tornado claw was kind of like a MOBA ability,
Like a skill
right?
shot.
Yeah.
Skill shot.
It reminds me, I don't know if I talk about League of Legends way more than I should, but Renekton is this big crocodile, and his E is a little spiral where he like death spirals at somebody and through people, and then he can do it a second time. He's pretty much dead, pretty much Renekton. You know?
I've never played League once.
Well, that's probably why you're happy, but in general, I really like it. It's going to be so maneuverable. It's sweet. So, but that said, do you run him up by himself? Is that kind of like this is what you have to do to play him, or
Yep.
do you let him go up the middle? Let him go to support either side, especially when he can kind of get wherever he needs to be.
So there are so many different flavors of Wolverine at this point that it might as well be like a Baskin and Robbins like flavor. Because if you wanted to just have a Wolverine run up the middle, I would just take Laura. Because then you don't have, because one, it's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about the downside. So this just occurred to me. Jesse from Fury's Finest, I don't know if he still is, but he was obsessed with like Lizard. Because Lizard is kind of like everything you could possibly want in a 3-threat.
Yeah, for real.
Because he's tough, he can push people and throw, and he's tough, right?
Yeah.
I think I said that twice. That's how tough he is. He
is because he has damage reduction and fast healing. So yeah, I think you have to say tough twice, like legally.
You have to.
Yeah.
My lawyer might call at any moment.
Right.
So the only reason I bring that up is that when I see this Wolverine, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, because the way you would optimally play Lizard, when you have him, is you just run him up a flank and he just stands on an objective and essentially he either scores the objective or he just stops the other person from scoring.
Right.
Which is exactly what this character can do because of the push.
Yeah.
Because you have that push, and this Wolverine is
right?
The throw. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
With the moving ability, which and then you have this Wolverine, since he has healing, he also has access to exceptional healing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also kind of like a colossal speed bump. He's also got a 4-up defense on energy for some reason.
Yeah,
Lizard doesn't have that.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the shiny belt buckle,
well,
obviously.
actually, hold on. Let's look up Lizard's card real quick to see exactly what the belt scenario is. This could be huge. This could be a big deal.
I agree. Yeah, Dan.
All right.
That's what makes Lizard so good. Is he's just like a mainstream, just like lean, mean, literally green machine
Uh,
of just scoring points.
Lizard on the card on both the healthy and injured side, no belt.
No belt.
No belt. That's why his
He
energy
barely
defense
even has
is lower.
pants.
Right. Right.
We can't have that. No self-respecting fourth threat's gonna have torn up pants and no belt buckle.
Correct.
Hulk tried, made him a sixth threat. Terrible.
That's what they say.
That's what
they
happens.
say.
No self-respecting fourth threat. AMG, I'm writing it down now. If I see a fourth threat with a shiny belt buckle, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna be upsetty spaghetti.
All right, you heard it here. Hercules has got to be a 3 or a 5. That's it. He is one
No
of the
choice.
best belt buckles in the game.
It's true. It's
Um,
true.
Where are you putting the Wolverine?
So it's funny. The very first thing I was gonna just say it was Hydra, so you couldn't say it, but there's no bleed on the basic
Isn't
anymore.
that-
So it
no.
doesn't make him so good in Hydra. Honestly, like when I was thinking about it, I was thinking Midnight Suns.
Ooh.
Just because of the fact that with the extra move, it makes that his push thing obviously more reliable.
Yep.
And it gives you another base size and range for all of his attacks. Obviously, the biggest issue with him is that he's only on a small, but whatever. But that was the
Yeah.
first thing that came to me. And he's also like another source of bleed, technically speaking, with the spender, which
Yep.
I'm assuming you're going to want to spend. Yeah, that's who I thought of first.
Yeah, spend, as far as I'm aware, just kind of in general. Even though you took it away from me, I do like him in Hydra, but there's not many characters I don't like in Hydra. And I guess here's kind of one of the other points too is, no, he's not a leader of the Weapon X program.
Nope.
So I think we're probably, and maybe we're not. Maybe we're going to get, the man, the myth, the legend, who everyone wants, Ajax, right? As the Weapon X weapon or program,
Obviously.
Weapon X program affiliation leader. Everyone's talking about Ajax. He really cleans up the battlefield.
Sure does.
Your stainless steel has never looked less stained with Ajax around. So, like, if you're going to add him, now's the time to do it. Unless, of course, they're going to be going with, like a convocation style leadership ability that, with Wolverine not having that affiliation leader, seems to be pretty likely. Unless we get Leader Tooth.
I really don't see a Sabretooth as a leader. I don't think it'll ever happen. If he does, his leader ability better be "I'm your dad, Logan." I swear, if that is the case, if it's not on the card, I'm not gonna be happy. But so I don't. And again, this is my weakness. This is my one Marvel weakness is I'm not a big mutants guy. I don't really know a whole lot about like deep cut mutants.
Yeah.
So I know in the Weapon X program, I know it's not only mutants because I know technically Cap is part of it. He's like the very first one.
Weapon 1, yeah.
Yeah, he's the first one. So when Weapon X comes around, I know it's mostly mutants, but I mean, I don't really know who could even possibly be the leader. Because I know that when Logan isn't a part of that anymore, he joins the Canadian Special Force team. I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alpha Flight. But they're not Weapon X.
They are not.
Right. So that's what I was thinking was going to be the Weapon X leader, but then I realized that it's not Weapon X. Because there's really no leaders in Weapon X because everything that crawled out of that program is kind of a psychopath.
Yeah, Captain America, like day in,
Yeah,
day
he's
out,
a
everyone
What
says.
a weirdo. But I mean, you look at all the other ones that crawled out of it, like in Logan's era or whatever, like Omega Red, not exactly known for being particularly social. Sabretooth.
Yeah, fair.
Don't need to say any more on that.
I mean, Deadpool, also a pinnacle.
Bit of a
mental
weirdo.
health. Yeah.
Bit of an odd one.
So, yeah, there's a cluster of characters there. Phantom X and Cluster potentially being one of them, who I would be super stoked to see. Also, not super stable, especially with 3 nervous systems. and they've all become their own sentient people now. Professor X is just living in one of their bodies. Like it's a whole deal. But
Let me give you an idea of where I am with mutants. I watched the '90s cartoon show.
and that's usually all you need. To be fair.
Yeah, now let me tell you why I'm so confused. I see comics now, and I see Professor X, and he's like in a gimp suit with a giant ball on his head, and he's walking. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
So
I missed something.
So I just gave you the information. It was there, but
I know, I got it.
But you didn't know it was an answer. So Phantom X, right? 3 nervous systems,
Okay.
right? Sometimes one's a spaceship, sometimes one's like a bad guy, and sometimes one's is his sister/girlfriend. But right now, Professor X's mind is inhabiting one of Phantom X's extra bodies.
That's neat.
So that's why he can walk. It's not Professor X walking; it's Phantom X walking. Just Professor X is at the wheel.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know what I like? I like it when a blind guy hits somebody with a stick.
Oh,
That's what I like.
is that guy's name also Stick?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I hope we get to do a wish list at the end of this episode. You guys haven't done a wish list in a while.
Oh, it's been a hot minute. Well, I can only say Quentin Quire and Phantom X so many times, but
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe things have
Got
changed.
new blood.
Yeah.
Got new blood now.
And very legitimately, who is this in chat? Rusty Dakin would be a pretty baller one and would help lead into maybe some Thunderbolts, maybe some Dark Avengers. Kind of like that a lot. As far as other affiliations outside of what we're assuming will be the Weapon X program for the Wolverine, do we see him in X-Men, or is he not going to be there at all?
I don't think he's going to be in it. Because I think if he was in X-Men, he wouldn't have the get out of my head thing, because that's what Xavier's... I think that's how he entices him to join the X-Men, isn't it?
Yep.
It's to help clear up all that?
So, outside of then Weapon X program, are there any other affiliations that you see him actually being a member of? Or is he a rogue agent?
I don't think... Well, he doesn't... Well, we just seen the card.
Well,
no, he's not a
never
rogue
mind.
agent.
That was a joke.
Maybe he's got like some kind of tactics card. I mean, maybe... Because that's the one unfortunate thing about Punisher, right? Is that he's the only character that's not affiliated, and you really don't see him that much unless you just really like Punisher. But the difference is that this Wolverine is crazy good. He's so good.
He is.
That he's definitely going to want to be like in your. You're going to want to use him. Like, obviously, got a dog involved now. So you are kind of enticed to bring him, but. Like, yeah, I don't know what team he could possibly... He's not a criminal, obviously. He's not an Inhuman. There's really no, mutant team.
Not to spoil this, but he does come with a motorcycle, and we know the only place he's ever gotten a motorcycle is via minor... So, Grand Theft Auto would be expensive cars. What's like a cute Theft Auto, maybe?
Really quick.
Yeah, a cute Theft Auto is probably, that's obviously Cyclops' stolen motorcycle, so he's obviously a criminal. So I do think Criminal Syndicate fits here.
Because in the cartoon, he drives a Jeep, doesn't he?
Yeah, Cyclops' Jeep. Yeah, he stole that too. Man's never had a set of wheels that wasn't from Cyclops. Just saying. That's why you always call them Hot Rod.
Steals girlfriend.
Yeah, or tries to at least. Sometimes he does.
Nice
sometimes
guy
he doesn't.
Logan.
Yeah, for real. What a friend.
What a guy.
But
he even started a school to rival his school.
He did, naming it after his ex-girlfriend too. That guy.
The world we live in. The world we live in. What a guy.
But yeah.
I don't know. To answer your question, I have no idea. I don't know what he could be in. I don't think it makes sense for him to be in much of anything, so I'm going to say Winter Guard.
You know what? Just because of the whole Alpha Flight thing, I was like, close enough. Kind of works.
They're kind of close. They like snow.
And it,
right?
It balances out their incredibly high mystic defense too. You know what I mean? Brings down the average. I don't hate that at all. Listen, exceptional healing on this beast is gonna make him, like a 4-threat beast. But
yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I'm super into it. But yeah, maybe Defenders.
I mean, maybe.
Because
I mean, reading Ultimates or Ultimate Spider-Man, I know that one of the team-ups when he was still like running before he joins the I think it's before he joins the X-Men and Ultimates. I know that. Obviously, I think 616 is supposed to obviously the basis for the game, but
yeah,
he just runs around New York running away from Sabretooth because they know they can't kill each other, so they just keep hitting each other for some some reason. But I mean, maybe Defenders, like maybe Avengers. Like I don't even know if like the Avengers were around at that point. But this is if this is before he joins X-Men. This is like, and again, I know the movies, the Amazing X-Men Origins movies where I'm drawing some of this, but
Oh yeah, real
it's so good.
movies. Everyone says.
It's real good. Like I don't know how old he is. Like I don't know when he breaks out of the vault or the bunker or whatever it is. I don't know what year it is.
All right.
Like I don't think.
Yeah, 19 something.
I was thinking like 50s or 60s. I was thinking.
Yeah. So, and actually, there was some like revisionist history comics at one point where like him and Captain America were in fact running around at one point like buddies. So yeah, maybe Shield then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe Shield.
Because we're getting some of the the super throwback characters from that area. So maybe. Rusty also says X-Force, which I could honestly see him in X-Force over X-Men for this particular one, even though I think canonically X-Force happens significantly later. Yeah.
No sense. Like Cable's not even around.
Right.
It's like I'm pretty sure Logan's in X-Men by the time Cable's even in our time period.
But
I don't know. Comics are weird. Comics are weird.
So do you think this pretty much confirms that the Weapon X program is going to be a card-based affiliation, or do you think there's another unexposed leader out there somewhere?
There's either a box they just haven't told us about, or it's got to be a convocation type leadership. It has to be.
Okay.
Now, I guess the question is like what is on the card? You know what I mean? Like if it's gonna be, is it gonna be a flip style leadership, or is it just gonna be hey, hold this leadership card and then you just get one ability?
Yeah, you know what? I'm almost thinking it's gonna ring incredibly similar to probably Corvus Glaive, in that it's probably some resource enhancement based off of murdering folks, but that's I guess gut reaction.
And then who would be in that affiliation? Obviously. This box, probably Omega Red.
Omega Red, X-23, Honey Badger, Captain America.
Yep.
Phantom X definitely coming to the game.
You see right around the corner.
Oh, Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool. Yep.
So I think there was certainly more there, based on what's already out, than I thought initially. I mean, between the other 3 Wolverines and Deadpool, but.
I think it's 6. I mean, obviously they've made affiliations with only 4 people.
Right.
Winter Force is only 4, right?
Yep. Well, and I think you have both the other Sabretooth and Wolverine probably in this affiliation as well. So I mean, you're talking about between just the Sabretooth and Wolverines, that's exactly how much Winter Guard has, and then you add the other additional 2 Wolverines and Deadpool and Omega Red, and you're at 7, 8. Yeah, I think you're good. Captain America 9. I mean, this might be one.
There's two Captain Americas.
Yeah, that's too. 10. 10
that's
with.
True.
It'll be the first affiliation with doubles of 3 characters in it.
Right on release. It'd be amazing.
The old triple triad. All right, I like it. Luke Cage, Rusty says.
For Weapon X.
Oh, does he have affiliations with that?
I don't know if it was with Weapon X though, was it? Again,
maybe they were like, we're gonna give this guy adamantium bones. All you got to do is cut his skin, and they're like, nuts. But
just put it into his mouth. It'll kind of bond onto it, right? And squirt, like one of those things they do for like cake decorations, and it's just like squirting it into his mouth. Just add gooey adamantium.
It's like a big hamster water bottle of liquid adamantium. It's like, just get to it when you get to it, man. You're good.
It'll work.
Oh, he's part of Weapons Plus. All right, so if we're ever going to get Phantom X and stuff like that too, I mean, we gotta lump them all in. And honestly, at the end of the day, because I've seen this in some of the Facebook groups too, right, where they're like, well, this was really the Weapons Plus program and not this, and it's like, there's I don't see there being a huge reason to make 2 separate affiliations for which part of the weapon program they were in. I think you just have one catch-all. It's the Weapon X program. You call it a day, and you're done, and just throw everyone in there.
But why is Hydra and Cabal separate then?
Because
you make the same argument.
Because there's not enough bad guy fraternities that are well recognized. They have a difficulty in assembly, and they are underrepresented. They really need a union, and Cabal got it done without having to be in a cult like Hydra.
census suffrage all over again. It's terrible. They're just they can't get together.
But moving on from there, from Wolverine as a whole, I'm ready for our second Cyclops. I guess is kind of all I'm putting out there.
I'm gonna be the humbug in the room. I'm so tired of mutants. I just want something else.
All right.
Like I was so excited when I saw Asgardians. I was like, oh sweet, we're gonna get some other stuff in Marvel, maybe some cosmic. Nope. Right back to mutants.
But
okay.
I think mutants for the Marvel universe are the fries, right? They're award winning. They're the best in the nation. And for the most part, some people just go right for the fries first and never even bother with the entree. But they're important to the overall structure, and sometimes you can throw a couple fries on your burger, right? Sometimes you can dip them in your Frosty.
In your Frosty, absolutely.
You know, we have mutants in Winterguard. Winterguard was different, but guess what? Winterguard's the Frosty that you can dip a little mutant fries into.
Absolutely. All I'm saying, I just want the rest of the Spidey foes.
How many? Are there any mutants
Rhino.
and spider foes? Because we can. I mean, we can
Are there
probably.
mutants in Spider? Oh God, I don't even know.
Silver Sable? Is she a mutant?
I don't think she's a mutant. I thought she was just like tech. Isn't she just like tech?
I can't
is Black Cat technically a mutant? Because before she just kind of was unlucky, and now they like put something like in her.
Yeah.
Like an unluck generator.
Yeah,
something like that.
Sounds like a Weapons Plus program. Yeah,
it sure does. And that's why she's in Midnight Suns. For some reason.
So I don't get that one at all. Like
it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I'm all about it.
No.
She
steals from Doctor Strange more than she has ever actually helped him, I think.
What if that's the delineator though, right? What if no one's had more magical items in their hand than Felicia, because she keeps taking them,
stealing them.
Yeah,
she was stealing Infinity Gems when they were people. She stole them. So she can save. I don't want to spoil it. It's a great storyline if you want to read it.
Whoa.
Current Black Cat run's really good.
Axel is saying Black Cat has super soldier serum if you go by the 90s cartoon canon. Guess what? Axel just confirmed Black Cat in Weapon X program.
Weapon X,
boom. Nice. That's 11. That means we need another Black Cat so they can be the first affiliation with 4 doubles. But I like it. I'm all about it.
Fair enough. Anyway, the point I was getting to is that I just want. It's like the mutants are cool. Could we please do something else? So just want to see some other stuff.
You just got Winterguard. You just got Malekith. You
Don't
just
care.
got
really
some
care.
other things probably. Oh, Shield. Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of
Shield
stuff.
is awesome.
Shield is great.
Shield was awesome.
I mean, and so let's count.
But it was only 2 boxes.
Oh,
Right?
only 2 boxes. Come on. So was Winterguard only 2 boxes. That's 4
every
boxes
single wave of
except
mutants.
The ones that are mutants.
Every single wave of mutants has been like at least 2. Because you figure when Brotherhood and X-Men came out like the same time.
There's been
because then there was like 8 boxes of mutants all at once.
Wait, did Rogue, Gambit, and Juggernaut all hit at the same time?
They were roughly around. That was the second wave.
Yeah.
Because that was January or something. It was like earlier this year.
Yeah.
Something like that. Listen, I'm not knocking mutant. I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I love having new characters in the game, but I'm just like, Marvel's such a big place. There's so much cool stuff.
Well, listen. Once again, I think they're doing a good job. I
think so too.
I just want 3 times more mutants, please.
But it's weird, right? That now there's 2 Logans.
Yeah.
When there's just like other stuff, I'm just like, well, where's like the rest of the heroes for hire? There's just like a bunch of other stuff. It's so strange that who they picked to be the second. Like, actually, let me rephrase it though. I'm very happy that Logan got a new profile.
Yes. Yep.
Because unfortunately, the other one
really good.
Was tough to use sometimes, shall we say?
But you can yell Berserker Barrage.
You sure can, and then you pay 4 threat for that experience too.
Yeah,
it's
I do.
So good.
And exceptional healing. So here's the thing: anyone with fast healing is great because you can use exceptional healing.
Absolutely.
That's why Cassandra Nova is way up at the top of most people's lists.
Way up top.
And
That's another one. Even when she came out, people were like, "Who? Like, who is this? Who's Nova?"
listen, it was a deep cut. And guess
It
what?
was
Now
a
we
deep
have the
cut.
rest of her affiliation, and they're all
Right.
Sentinels.
So Sentinel's coming out. That was cool because they're like, "Oh yeah, now you might see her." That'd be cool.
Listen, I really liked her. The booby traps that also moves people around is super
It's
stellar.
good.
And
It's like, dude, in my local. So let me tell you again. Let me explain a little bit.
yeah.
In my local meta, I'm the only one that doesn't play mutants. Everybody plays X-Men, Brotherhood, and X-Force. I'm so tired of Domino. Oh my
Okay,
goodness, I'm so
so-
tired of Domino.
Our local meta for a long time was Spider Foes and Criminal Syndicate. That's
Yeah,
what we would be playing and playing against every week.
Criminals get tired. They get old sometimes.
And then that oops, all rapid fire and rerolls list came
Mhm.
out, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm just gonna play a different Criminal Syndicate now.
And at least you get to throw metal batons at people's head.
Very true. And I
And
can
pull 'em towards you.
and I can pursue them. No, I don't.
Oh
I don't
no,
pull
that's the
them
one that
towards
goes
me.
towards.
I pull
Yeah,
me towards
totally.
them.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's actually the same. I'm just moving the earth, you know what I mean, with Shadowlands Daredevil towards. It looks like I'm pursuing. I'm just moving the entire universe towards me.
The beast is powerful.
It really is.
He's a very powerful, angry demon.
So Dan and I played a game this past Monday on the Power Phase, where we dressed up a little bit for Halloween because we're going to be off this next Monday for the Power Phase, as you know, we have kids and also I need to eat all their candy. So we dressed up a little bit. I got a little Thor from Endgame in there. Dan showed up as Star-Lord. The only thing my piece was missing is I ordered a fanny pack that looks like a stomach hanging out from under your shirt, and it did not arrive in time.
That sucks.
It really does. I wanted it so bad. It really just completed the fit. But listen, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah, that's faster.
But so once again, we're off Monday. But
will it be ready? Will it be ready for Everwinter?
That cosplay? Yeah, I
think
guess it's gonna have to now.
I think it will be. Why don't you? You know what? I'll come as Loki.
Okay.
Why don't we just have a big picture of people all dressed up?
Hell yeah. Yes. All right, let's do that. All right, guys, if you're headed to Everwinter,
Which you should be.
weekend of December 10th, I'm gonna be there. Dr. D's gonna be there. Dan's gonna be there. Taylor is gonna be there. Make sure to bring a banana for Taylor. Write a little message on the side. Listen, it doesn't even need to be excessive. You could show up with a blue shirt and jeans and a paper bag over your head, and you could be Ben Riley.
Bagman.
But let's get a big old group photo. It'll be super cool. Oh, Danny will be there too?
Rusty says he'll be there.
This was news to me. Rusty's gonna be there too? All right. I'm getting pretty excited. You should be too. So head over to Wicked Dicey. Did I say that right? Or is it Wicked Dicey?
Wicked.
Wicked.
It's a wicked piss of a dice.
So many dices. Listen, it's going to be a good time. Go get your ticket. Sign up for, it doesn't even need to be MCP. It should be MCP. But we'll be there whether you're playing MCP or not, which is the silver lining. Not only do they have a huge, awesome prize wall, not only are we going to be giving away raffle tickets for that prize wall, it's also the biggest and best, Everwinter there ever was, because it's moving to a new facility that's even bigger, even better, and we'll be there. And Obi Watts is going to be there as well. Mr. Brian Watson, heck of a TO.
Good guy, too.
Very good. I think we are going to be playing some Dice Thrones while we're there. He sent me a picture over the weekend that he just picked it up, and we've been talking back and forth about what great characters are, and we got to play that with you, actually, as well.
It was fantastic. If you want a bit of an insider scoop, you should definitely go up to Brian and ask him for his cart.
Actually, before we met you, real deep cut. We met Brian, and we were introducing ourselves and getting to know one another, and he was like, yeah, so there's this guy. His name's Dylan, and he's going to come up, and he's going to ask if my cart is on the prize wall and how he can get it. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then we met you, and I was like, oh, yeah, I like this guy a lot. But also, Brian has an incredible cart.
He does.
It's just
Amazing.
very nice. We have an Office
There's
Max here that's closing locally, and they had a bunch of like collapsible carts there, and none of them lived up to Brian's cart. And I was
oh,
like, I was really excited, and I have to put 2 or 3 of these together, even at a liquidation sale price to match one single Brian Watson cart.
so this is a local. I don't know if Brian intends to bring it. No, knowing him, I imagine he will. So the cart is special because it carries around a rock,
Yes, it does.
a special rock. It is the trophy rock, and if you win
Mm.
an event that he runs, I don't know if he's technically running this one. I'm not entirely sure. But hopefully that's up for grabs. So if you win, you get to sign the rock. It's supposed to be like the Stanley Cup, if anybody's familiar with the hockey analogy. So you sign it, you can put a little
Hockey.
message.
Okay.
It's something that people up north come down and punch us.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it. No, I really like it, but sorry. Go ahead.
And also, the guy named there's a gentleman by the name of Miles. I think I don't remember if he's the one running the MCP or if he's the one running the event.
Mm.
He approached me at a local con because now I'm a celebrity for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
People come up, are you Dr. D? And I'm like, shit. Oh, sorry. I'm like, nuts. Nuts. People are coming up to me and I'm like, I don't know who you are. And he's like, I think he was the guy running it, and he wanted me to go on all of the podcasts and say, hey, you should come to these.
Yeah.
Hey, you should come to Everwinter.
Mhm.
I didn't have to do it here because he tells you to do it every single time, but now I'm telling you to do it. So
Miles is one of the 2 guys running the whole show too. By the way,
he's the whole show guy.
Super,
Okay.
super nice. Super nice.
Yeah, very friendly.
Mhm.
So if you have a chance to meet him, go up to him and say hi because he's a super nice guy.
He is. Real quick aside too, if you would like to know maybe one of the other items that will be at this particular convention, guess what? There's 2 new designs up right now in real time for some tokens and sleeves. What groupings are these designs going to be in? Well, we have the Spy Friends, which I'm going to try to get up on the screen right now-ish. The Spy Friends. Really super cool design here. I actually really like it a lot. We went over this on the cleanup phase this past week. So if you're unfamiliar, once a month, usually for patrons at any tier, $1 tier, highest tier, unregardless, you'll get access to the cleanup phase where we talk about some behind the scenes stuff, some product and things that we have coming out. We take, some direct suggestions from you as well. In addition to telling really fun behind the scenes stories that, simply aren't for the mass audiences. But Spy Friends is up on the screen right now. This is a really cool design. Jay from the 5th Trooper did this one personally. It looks rad as heck. I'm super into it. And
Those are awesome.
right?
Those are
And
cool.
pre-orders are live for those. So if you already grabbed your Gold Friends or your Wild Friends, those are shipping next week. November 1st, those go out. So those are out and about, effectively. These will ship December 1st, so these will probably be in your hand in time for Everwinter. If they're not, though, maybe they'll be on the prize wall. And by maybe, I mean they'll probably, we'll figure it out. Either
100%.
yeah, either the TO will be able to give it away, or it will be on the raffle wall. Either way, they'll be there. So those are the Spy Friends, and then we also have, the Robo Friends. So this is the other design that will be launching December 1st. Pre-orders, once again, are live now. They're super neat, super cool. Granted, for podcast listeners, the link is in the show notes, so you can check them out. They're simply too awesome to be able to describe in words. Outside of, they look super cool. They're very neat. And there's no better way to show off all of your new friends that are also robots.
It reminds me a lot of the Iron Giant.
It does, yeah.
Like the Iron Giant chest.
But yeah, so those are up and fresh and funky cool. But yeah, Dr. D.
Yeah.
If you were able to have Blob and Pyro out in time for Everwinter, and you were also playing MCP during Everwinter,
If I was, yes.
would they be making it into your roster for Everwinter, or are you just too into non-mutants to not want to play.
They're good. Blob is. He's so good.
He really is. He really
so
is.
good.
And Pyro's just
And
really good.
They're both so good. It's another one of those Dynamite boxes. It's like the Hood Voodoo box where it's just like, it's just Tier stuff is not my thing, but
Same.
But the box is dynamite.
Yeah.
You get so much value out of that box. Blob is amazing. Pyro's amazing. Would they make it into my list? Maybe Blob.
Blob with wizards, getting some
No.
pushes around the table. No, okay.
I was thinking of playing Criminal Syndicate and Spider Foes. If I was playing Wizards, if I'm going to be completely honest, probably not. There's really not a whole lot you get out of either one of them.
Mm.
I will tell you who is really good in Wizards. New Red Skull.
Ooh.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think he's great in that affiliation. One, he's got the big base for if you want to do the movement side leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I think is one of his attacks Mystic. I haven't actually got my little hands on him yet. I get him this weekend.
Yeah, it can go either way.
You get the pick.
Yeah.
So you get the reroll on the attack on models that haven't activated, and I think you can also pick that defense to be one of his increased ones. I think it's his Mystic.
Yep.
So when
Mystic or energy.
A Mystic or energy, right? And then if you do the book turn, he's got a super solid.
Oh, wow.
Mystic defense.
Yeah.
So he's really good. So to completely divert from what you had just asked me,
Red Skull,
probably
Master of Hydra.
I would say Red Skull, Master of Hydra,
Right.
honorary wizard, honorary mother-loving wizard.
So Rusty Paints asked if Dr. D has seen the bonus design that we revealed last week that I shouldn't have but did anyway on the cleanup phase. And from his confused face, I'm going to assume he has not.
Sure haven't.
It's still a secret for just you guys. But that said, Dr. D, are we going to see you again anytime soon on Oh Yeah, the Power phase?
I hope so.
All right.
Because I have to go on a Monday.
Yeah.
Because Bill's got to get paid. So it has to be a Monday holiday. I think the next Monday holiday is. I think it's next year, right? I don't think there's any more Monday holidays.
Oh, really? Are we out of holiday? Oh, yeah. Veterans Day
we
is like
are.
a Friday or Thursday or something, huh? It's not like a Monday.
I think everything is on a Friday, Thursday holiday.
All right.
Let me pull up the old calendar. No.
Well, maybe Oh Yeah, the Power phase won't be a place where we see Dr. D soon. But I'll tell you exactly where you might be able to find him soon, and that's on a new episode of Elite Eight Showdown. Yet to be recorded, but soon to be released somehow. So make sure, if you haven't already, followed the Elite Eight Showdown, available where all good podcasts are sold. Maybe a place to check it out.
It will have a comic book theme.
What, and maybe let's give a little bit of a spoiler. What is the overall theme of that particular episode?
A little taste. So it's going to be what. I guess the best way I could describe it would be like a mission statement. Which character's mission statement makes the most interesting comic book stories? So, as an example, Spider-Man's the Spider People. It's not even just Spider-Man anymore. The great power with great power comes great responsibility versus something else. What makes a better story? Very opinion based, which I think are the best Elite Eight showdowns.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're the most derisive, I guess might be the word.
Yes, 100%.
If somebody doesn't call you stupid because you picked wrong,
then why did you even record it?
Why did you
even release it? But speaking of Fury's Finest and stuff as well, is there a paint competition or anything that's currently going on, or what's the 411 on all that?
So the last one just ended, the one for Asgardians. Okay. The guy that won the first one won again. Good old John BW. A very fine painter. You should follow him on Instagram. He's very good. Nice guy too. And we started the next one, and this one is any character with flight.
Ooh.
So in
not
MCP. Yes, I guess so. Yeah, he does have flight.
He
Um,
doesn't. He doesn't have.
oh, he
flight.
doesn't. He doesn't have
No,
flight.
no, and I always have that reaction. I'm like, what do you mean he doesn't have flight? He's literally
Doesn't
jet
have
boosting
flight.
about.
Got a little jet boots. Got a
Yeah.
little jet feet. He doesn't have flight. Well, he's like size 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, the only thing he can't
He
climb
just
on
needs
top
that
of
to
is
walk. Yeah.
yeah, right. To get anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, you know what? No Hulkbuster. I'm gonna making the call right now. Also, people have already tried to game
Use
the
rocket
word
boots.
flight. Yeah, not even rocket boot. So they've already tried to game the word flight. You are not allowed to use a flight of aircraft. And it has been explained to me that 3 Sentinels is a swarm. It is not a flight.
Mm.
That was a conversation we had to have. So you cannot paint 3 Sentinels and enter it as one thing.
I
Because that is
absolutely
not a
adore
flight.
that. Just in
That
general,
doesn't need to be
that the
clarified.
argument's being made.
I was like, let me ask, I guess. Sure.
And
Sure.
where can people find more information on that painting competition?
You can find it in oh man, where can you find it? That's a great question. Fury's Finest, the podcast, they talk about it. We haven't actually recorded the beginning episode little thing that has all the information in it because
Oh.
Jesse's been like really sick lately because of his kid.
Oh no.
So that's coming. Hopefully this episode, the next one, it's coming. But email me at Fury Painting, no S, Fury Painting, G Onomatopoeia, New York. Sorry, inside joke there. Furypainting@gmail.com. Fury's painting was taken. So if you send it to that, I don't know who's getting that.
You can be honest. The email address was actually furry painting, but they had to drop an R from it because furry painting was already
Too many
taken.
people were sent. I was getting stuff I did not want to see. You know,
Right.
Too much of it, or too many things I wanted. I got really distracted.
yeah.
I was
Took
I
a
was in
lot of
work
time.
place.
Took a
Not
lot
safe
of time,
for
a lot of
me.
energy.
For sure. Anyway, yeah, so you can email at furypainting.com, or you can find me on Discord at Dr. D at 4340. I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me I need to start like a website for myself.
Yeah.
Or something do something on my own.
Listen, I'm all about it. I'll help support it. I'll even send things to its PO box.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be I gotta what's a it'll be yeah, my the address for the PO box is gonna be A as in or it's gonna be R. It's gonna be Boston. North Shore. That wicked piss at 344.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up there. If you haven't already, professionalcasual.com. Dylan himself wrote actually an incredible, well-detailed blogs on if you are trying to get the most out of your painting. Very good, actionable, technical information that was very well done. So professionalcasual.com is the place you can find that. Also, just want to give a shout out to all of our patrons, from the $1 tier all the way up. We really couldn't do. Oh,
Cake sitter, cider drinker. Those are the only 2 I can remember.
A cake sitter is the tier. It's our cake sitters and our King Ting Doppeldongers. But here's the good news. We always say cider drinker twice. So you got the first one in. But a huge thank you to Cider Drinker, Leroy, Bastian, Rob, Tony Hot Hands.
Hot Hands, yeah.
And the 6th one. Oh, Cider Drinker again. But we really couldn't do it without you guys. We really appreciate it a lot. Between just equipment and gas and being able to be here every week, we honestly couldn't do it without you guys. We really appreciate it. We've cultivated an incredible Discord that you get at any tier of the Patreon, as well as subscribing on Twitch, twitch.tv/professionalcasualnetwork. Really appreciate that, guys, so much. Can't thank you enough. In addition to access to the Discord and special shoutouts and things like that, there is a massive slew of benefits at tiers across the board. Sometimes we send out things in the mail. You also get video for all of the other actual play podcasts, like a Grim Podcast, A Perilous Adventure, the Lost Omens podcast, Elite Eight Showdown. All of the video for that is up there on the Patreon as well, in addition to a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes shows, an entire catalog of old actual plays and additional shows as well. So it's an incredible value, and it means a lot to us, and we hope we mean a lot to you. So thank you so much. And if you ever want to text us, guess what? We have a number. Just don't send me feet pics anymore. JB specifically talking to you. But that phone number is 603-803-3235. It's also on our business cards. When we first met... Oh, Bicon! I forgot Bicon! Thank you. Thank you, Dan, in chat. When I first met Dr. D, I gave him my business card.
Mm-hmm.
It had a phone number on there, and he said, "Is this really your phone number?" And I said, "It goes to my real phone." And he said, "That's good enough." But
I still have that card too.
it's a very nice card. Front and back looks really nice.
It is really nice.
But we also have the P.O. Box as well if you want to send us things. And a huge shout out to Otis, who last week I stopped by the P.O. Box and picked up a thing of little Coca-Cola bottles for Taylor to put on my Urza Major, which he's doing as the Coca-Cola bear.
I was going to say the polar bear.
So... really appreciate that. Also, Otis signed his name with a smiley face as the O, and it brought a smile to my face. It was very nice. But thank you so much, everybody. Make sure to join us not this next Monday, but the Monday after, when we will be back for the Power Phase on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, I will be painting. Apparently, this upcoming Tuesday at 6 p.m. or probably later, because that's it's a very tight time frame for me to make from work. But I'll try. But I will be going live at some point Tuesday night to paint a Sentinel Spider Bot. So we'll see how that goes too. Do I know how to paint? The answer to that question is no. But we will be figuring it out together. And thankfully, I am armed with a whole bunch of well-written blog articles from Mr. Dylan himself.
That's true. There's another one coming.
I love to see it, you love to see it, and we all love that we'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch for, wait, did I roll a wild? Your Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. Bye!
Bye!
I love you!